Well, good morning, good afternoon. Glad you could join us today. So let's get right into our topic, which is CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, just completed on Saturday, and we're going to highlight some of the products that were introduced there. So this is Go for Lunch for January 10th, 2023, brought to you by GoFor Technology. I'm your host, Roger Harmon, and as always, we're here to make your technology work for you. So, Consumer Electronics Show, or CES, is an annual event in the first week of January, usually, in Las Vegas. It's a very large event. Of course, it is kind of back in full operation after the COVID crisis. And it covers lots of different technology oriented towards the consumer market. It has exhibits in several different venues, including the Las Vegas Convention Center and several hotels. So it's a big deal in Las Vegas this time of year. So let's talk about what was introduced there. This is the Aska A5, a, quote, real flying car that combines the convenience of an automobile with the safety, ease, and efficiency of a vertical takeoff and landing or a short takeoff and landing aircraft. So you see it here at CES. The propellers rotate so that when you want to take off vertically, they are facing upwards, and then once you get in the air, they tilt down and face forward to give you more efficient flying. When you're on the road, it looks like this. Supposedly it's about the size of a large SUV, and you can have it for only $789,000 after you put down a $5,000 refundable deposit, and that's coming to you promptly in the year 2026. Now, I don't know about you, but I've been reading about flying cars since I was about 12 years old in Popular Science magazine. And they're still not here. So we'll see if this one makes it to market. Televisions are always introduced at CES, and LG featured the Signature Series M3 OLED TV. And its main feature is it's wireless except for the power cord. It's a 97-inch screen. It has a remote box that transmits a video across the room, and then you connect your peripherals to the remote box. It's supposedly going to be out in late 2023, but if you have to ask the price, you probably can't afford it. Another innovation from LG is the OLED-T. This is a see-through or a transparent TV. The screen can go blank and you can see right through it whatever's behind it. As you see here in the picture, here's the image on the screen, but you can see the shelves behind the screen. This could be artwork behind here or just a plain wall, so that the TV is less obtrusive. This is a prototype, so there's no price or availability announced, just a look into the future. Another interesting TV is called the Displace TV, and this one is totally wireless. It has 4 rechargeable battery packs, and it has active loop vacuum technology. So on the back there's these 2 oval fixtures, and you put it on a flat surface and turn it on, and it vacuums itself, adheres to the flat surface, including a window. So a lot of times glare is a problem coming through a window, so you can get rid of that glare by putting the TV on the window. And of course you could move it throughout the house, so you could save money. We'll see how much money you're going to save here in a minute by just moving the TV from room to room. So it will stick on any flat surface, be it a wall or a window. It's a 55-inch screen. It weighs 20 pounds, and it actually has recessed handholds in the edge, so it's easy to pick up and move around. It features voice and touch control as well as hand gestures, so you can wave at it and make it do things. And it's available in December, supposedly for $3,000. But the last word is that they're only making 100 of these in December. So if you want to get on the list, you better not wait. So Roku, you've heard of Roku. They make streaming boxes and streaming sticks that plug into existing TVs. And some manufacturers are including the Roku technology in their television sets. But this is a new television series made by Roku. So they're making the whole television with their technology inside. They have the Roku Select and the Roku Plus line. They range in price from $119 for a 32-inch to $999 for a 75-inch television set. Many of the features that they already have are included here, including Find My Remote, private listening, and Roku has more streaming content than any other streaming device, so you get that. So interesting that Roku is actually competing against the manufacturers that have licensed their technology, and they're being very delicate about how they handle that. Ring a car cam. So now you can have a Ring camera in your car. It fits between the dashboard and the windshield. Looks like this. Now the advantage of that here in our hot climate is that when you park the car, excuse me, the car can heat up, and the suction cup on most dash cams will fail and the camera will fall off and be hanging by its cable. So with this design, it doesn't have a vacuum mount. It has a mechanical mount between the windshield and the dashboard, so it alleviates that problem. It has two cameras, an exterior camera and an interior camera, and there is a privacy shield on the interior camera, so it shuts off the camera and the microphone. You can pre-order it for $199, but be aware that you have to subscribe to an LTE cellular service because it loads its video up into the cloud, and that's going to cost you $60 every year. So an innovative camera for your car for security, and hopefully you'll never need it for an insurance claim. This is a product that is supposed to stop snoring. It's the motion pillow, and so when you snore, the system hears that, and it inflates airbags or deflates airbags, so it adjusts your head position, and studies claim that there's a 90% success rate. So it looks like this. You have the pillow itself and the control unit, which is listening to you snore, and then you have the airbags here shown in the diagram that deflate and inflate and move your head supposedly to stop your snoring. And it can train to listen to just one person, so it is specific to one person. It won a CES Innovation Award and cost $280. So now we're going to look at some products for your pets. The first one is called the TT Care, and it's an app that you use to take a photo of your cat or dog, and then the artificial intelligence software analyzes that image, and it informs you of any problems with their eyes, their skin, or joint-related diseases and conditions. And they also have a service that allows you to have a virtual consultation with a veterinarian, so you can discuss how to treat any problems that it discovers. Another app for your dog is a wearable that works with a iPhone app. It's called the Cotton's Sense One Pro, and it is a cardiac monitoring device. So it can early detect heart disease in dogs. So it monitors, records, and analyzes the data, and then the artificial intelligence algorithm will detect abnormalities and identify early warning signs of heart disease, so you can treat it before it becomes a problem. So what is this funny looking maze? Well, this is the Fluent Pet Connect, the next generation in interspecies communication systems. So it features these Bluetooth enabled buttons that enable your animals to communicate with you either when you're there or even when you're away through your smartphone. So let's look at their website and see exactly how this works. So you have these tiles. This is the base station that has a high fidelity speaker in it, and you have these interlocking tiles that you mount the Bluetooth enabled buttons on, and then you have labels to affix to the buttons that tell you what the dog is trying to say, like eat, walk, and play. So here is a little bit more about it. It has the soundboard, the buttons on the tiles, and then the app that tracks everything that the dog is doing and how they're learning to use the soundboard. So here's a little video that kind of explains it.
As the day begins, Sadie rises and goes to her Fluent Pet Connect,
outside,
letting Mum know that it's time to do her morning business. As Mum gets ready to leave for work, Sadie realizes Mum's forgotten something rather important. That clever girl.
See you later, sweetie.
As afternoon looms, Sadie gets excited for Mom to come home and lets her know exactly how she feels.
Girl, oh, I love you too.
Give them the words and never miss a message with Fluent Pet Connect.
Okay, sorry about the choppy audio. It worked fine in rehearsal. So you're probably wondering, how do I train my dog to use the soundboard? And you also may be wondering how much it costs. So here, this gives you an idea. Here's a basic kit that gives you tiles and 12 buttons for $229, or you can make up your own kit by buying the components separately. So to train the dog, you can go to howtheycantalk.org. So this is a website where Christina Hunger, who has researched this and developed a free button teaching curriculum to teach your dog how to use the soundboard. So you can join here. You can go into their participation program, and I don't know about you, but I have seen on YouTube different type soundboards or buttons that dogs do use to communicate. So it seems like it can be done. So that is the Fluent Talk. So let's get back to something for your iPad. This is a stand from Anchor, the 551 USB-C hub. So obviously here it holds your iPad, and then it connects to an external display using HDMI. It also has two USB-A data ports, so you could attach a keyboard and other peripherals. It includes a 3.5 millimeter audio port, and as you can see down here, slots for micro SD and SD cards from your camera. And of course it will charge your iPad. So with this you could actually use an iPad as your main computer. Using the external display, you could have a large screen monitor, like a 27-inch monitor, a keyboard, and you wouldn't need to have a Mac. So just a thought. So this is the ultimate in focusing on your tasks at hand. This is the traction phone lock. So what you do is set a timer on this device. You put your iPhone inside of it, and it locks up your phone for the desired amount of time. So it also allows you to track your progress with a adjoining app. And it has different timer modes, like the classic Pomodoro, and it makes deep focus a part of your daily routine. It also will sync with your Focus app in your Health Kit app on your Apple devices. You probably heard about robot vacuums, and this one won an award. It's the Eufy Clean X9 Pro. It features twin turbo powered Mop Master. So not only does it vacuum, it mops your hard surfaces, and it automatically lifts the mop when it hits the carpet so that it doesn't soil the carpet with the dirty mop, and it will, in the base station, clean those mops so that when it starts off on the next run, the mops are clean and not soiling your floor with the dirt it picked up on its last voyage. So it has 3D scanners and sensors and an AI camera that helps it recognize household objects and avoid them. Now, recently I set up a robot vacuum and was very impressed with how it worked. It finds itself back to its base station for recharging and seemed to do a fairly good job of cleaning. So something you might want for your home. Here's a health device. It's the Dexcom G7 Continuous Glucose Monitoring, or CGM, system. It's a wearable device that automatically and continuously measures and sends your glucose numbers to the smartphone app without any fingerprints. So it can also connect to various insulin pumps, pens, and other digital health devices. So a way to keep your blood sugar in check. So that does it for today. There are some more that I'm going to talk about next week. So if you have not already, please put any questions or comments into the comment section, and we'll get to those in just a second. Please share the GoFor Gazette with other Apple enthusiasts. We just need 2 more people to subscribe, and we'll be at 100, which gives us some perks with YouTube. So encourage people to join and subscribe and be with us on Go for Lunch. A little public service announcement. Yesterday, Zoom updated the Zoom software to version 5.13.4. So if you haven't already updated, please do so before your next Zoom meeting. Okay, good morning, Judy, or good afternoon, Judy, and Leslie Ann. And Leslie Ann says she has a Ring cameras and she's not impressed. So it doesn't sound like Leslie Ann is a customer for the Ring car cam, and that she's not also a fan of the Fluent Pet. And Susan is happy that she doesn't have a dog that she has to train on the Fluent Pet. So how much is the Robo Mop? Well, that's a good question, and I don't know offhand. My guess would be it's in $300 to $400 range. But if you go to, well, we could just do that right now. What the heck? Let's find out. So let's go here to Eufy, UFUY, mop. Okay, Eufy. Well, let's do it on Amazon. So it looks like there's the X8. It may not be released yet. So the X8, which obviously was the predecessor, has pretty good reviews, and it is $339.99. So I'm assuming that the X9 will be maybe a little bit more, since it has the turbo feature. But you can see Eufy has a lot of so here's one that has a similar type base station for $429. So that should give you an idea of what it costs. And Leslie Ann mentions that iOS 16.2 is out. Should I download it? We have been saying that we want to wait for 16.3. Rumors are that it's coming out in March. I'm thinking it might be earlier than that. So I haven't heard any big problems. There's some isolated problems with 16.2. So if there's some feature that you would like to have, it would probably be okay to download it. But for me, I'm waiting for 16.3. And Susan is mentioning that the flying car really scares her, and I would have to agree. The FAA has to make a lot of changes to accommodate any kind of flying car. There's been a lot of talk about flying taxis, autonomous flying taxis, and to control the airspace for all those, it is going to make the FCC change a lot of rules and add rules. So that is yet to be seen when and if that will happen. So if there's no more questions, thank you a lot for joining us today. And as I mentioned, next week we're going to talk about some more products. There's a lot of products for hearing coming into the market because the FTC is allowing over-the-counter hearing aid sales now. So there were some different hearing aids introduced at CES. So we're going to look at the ones that got the awards, among other things, next week. So come on back and see us at high noon next Tuesday. So you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next week.